Hi, text structure maniacs. We've been learning lots of great things this week with text structure, how our authors build our text, whether it's through cause and effect or sequencing or compare and contrast. Today we're going to talk about problem and solution. What the problem is, something goes wrong, and what the solution is, how to solve it. So some authors organize their text with problem and solution. It can be in fiction or nonfiction, there can be problems and solutions. Sometimes when there's a problem throughout the story, the problem might even get worse and worse and worse, and then it starts to get solved towards the end. That can happen too. So I'm going to show you one of my favorite books. I say that all the time, don't I? Harry the Dirty Dog. Now, some of you may have read this when you were younger, but it's a great story to illustrate cause and effect, how we can start off with a problem, it can get worse, it can get worse, it can get worse, then we solve it towards the end. Harry the Dirty Dog by Jean Zion, pictures by Margaret Bloy Graham. This book is really old. It was written in 1956, but it is a great book. Okay. Harry was a white dog with black spots who liked everything except getting a bath. I bet some of you have dogs and cats that don't like baths. So one day when he heard the water running in the tub, he took the scrubbing brush.
I found this on the web.
What do you think he's gonna do? So his problem right there on the first page, he doesn't like baths. And buried it in the backyard. Then he ran away from home. So he ran away from home. Do you think the problem's going to get worse? He played where they were fixing the street and got very dirty. He doesn't look like he's upset about it, though. He looks like he's having a good time. He played at the railroad and got even dirtier. Do you see him? It's kind of like finding Where's Waldo. He's up here. He played tag with other dogs and became dirtier still. There he is. So his problem is getting worse and worse. He's getting dirtier and dirtier. Although he doesn't seem to mind so much, right? He slid down a coal chute and got the dirtiest of all. In fact, he changed from a white dog with black spots to a black dog with white spots. Although there were many other things to do, Harry began to wonder if his family thought that he had really run away. He felt tired and hungry too, so without stopping on the way, he ran back home. How do you think this problem is going to work itself out? He looks like a whole different dog now. When Harry got to his house, he crawled through the fence and sat looking at the back door. One of the family looked out and said, "There's a strange dog in the backyard, by the way. Has anyone seen Harry?" So they don't recognize him. That's a problem. When Harry heard this, he tried very hard to show them he was Harry. He started to do all his old clever tricks. He flip-flopped, he flop-flipped, he rolled over and played dead. So the problem now has changed from him not wanting a bath to now his family doesn't recognize him. He danced and sang. He did these tricks over and over and again, but everyone shook his head and said, "Oh no, it couldn't be Harry." How are we going to solve this? Harry gave up and walked slowly toward the gate, and suddenly he stopped. He ran to the corner of the garden and started to dig. Do you remember what he buried? To dig furiously. So soon he jumped away from the hole, barking short, happy barks. He's starting to find a solution to his problem. He found the scrubbing brush, and carrying it in his mouth, he ran into the house. Up the stairs he dashed with the family following close behind. They look surprised, don't they? They still don't know who he is. But he is on his way to solving that one. He jumped into the bathtub and sat up begging with the scrubbing brush in his mouth, a trick he had certainly never done before. "This little doggy wants a bath," cried the little girl, and her father said, "Why don't you and your brother give him one?" And what's going to happen when they give him a bath? Harry's bath was the soapiest one he'd ever had, and it worked like magic. As soon as the children started to scrub, they began shouting, "Mommy, Daddy, look, look, come quick. It's Harry, it's Harry, it's Harry," they cried. Harry wagged his tail and was very, very happy. His family combed and brushed him lovingly, and he became once again a white dog with black spots. So he solved his problem, didn't he? He was a very clever dog. It was wonderful to be home. After dinner, Harry fell asleep in his favorite place, happily dreaming of how much fun it had been getting dirty. He slept so soundly, he didn't even feel the scrubbing brush he'd hidden under his pillow. So he still was hiding that brush, but I think next time he won't go off and doing that, getting all dirty like that. So our story today was our problem and solution. Harry's problem was, first of all, he didn't like baths, so he ran away, got really dirty, and the big problem was that his family didn't recognize him. His solution was he grabbed that brush, ran upstairs into the tub, and so they decided to give him a bath, and poof, they realized it was their Harry, their sweet Harry. So when authors organize texts, sometimes they do it with problems, and then at the end, we solve them. We're going to practice now with your page, M&M's Candy. Okay? So I want you to go ahead and read it first, and then we'll do it together on the Elmo. Okay?